So, welcome to our February mindful moment. The topic or kind of the theme for this month is loving compassion. So, this is true for yourself and for others. So, I'm going to read a couple paragraphs I have up on my phone um, from an article called This Loving Kindness Meditation is a Radical Act of Love. And it's by John Kabat-Zinn, published on a website called mindful.org. So this idea that holding compassion for yourself and for others is in fact an act of self-love, and so important as we move toward Valentine's Day, but all year long. So let me just pull this up. I'm going to be looking away from the camera for a few minutes while I do this, so bear with me. As the pace of our lives continues to accelerate, driven by a host of forces seemingly beyond our control, more and more of us are finding ourselves drawn to engage in loving kindness meditation. In this radical act of being, we are moving in the direction of meditative awareness for many reasons, not the least of which may be to maintain our individual and collective sanity, or recover our perspective and sense of meaning, or simply to deal with the outrageous stress and insecurity of this age. By stopping and intentionally falling awake to how things are in this moment, and I just love that idea of falling awake, without succumbing to our own reactions and judgments, and by working wisely with such occurrences with a healthy dose of self-compassion when we do succumb. And by our willingness to take up residency for a time in the present moment, in spite of all of our plans and activities aimed at getting somewhere else, completing a project or pursuing desired objects or goals, we discover that such an act is both immensely, discouragingly difficult, and yet utterly simple, profound, hugely possible, after all, and restorative of mind and body, soul and spirit, right in that moment. It is indeed a radical act of love just to sit down and be quiet for a time by yourself. So I hope that today you will engage in this act, this radical act of loving kindness, loving compassion, and just be quiet for a time by yourself. And I will guide you through a quiet, thoughtful meditation for self-compassion. So our author really suggests that while meditation can be challenging, it is a radical act of self-love to sit quietly by yourself. So as we aim to sit quietly as our bodies and minds allow, this act of self-love, self-compassion spills out into acting the same way toward others, feeling the same way toward others. So let's find a comfortable posture. Maybe you're sitting, maybe you're laying down. Just bring awareness to your breath. Rest here. Close your eyes if you're comfortable with that, or gaze softly off the tip of your nose. Notice how you feel. How do you feel physically? How are your emotions today? As your breath settles into a natural and calm rhythm, begin to picture someone in your life who loves you or who loved you unconditionally. Allow yourself to feel this love and feel their kindness toward you. Let it begin to take up residence in your heart space. On your next inhale, breathe in that warm feeling that you're generating now. In this space, you are loved unconditionally without being different from who you are right now, without judging yourself, without questioning how effectively you're able to do this. Try and rest into this self-love. Embrace this loving compassion. Continue to hold space for this love. If you struggle to come up with a person, you can use your imagination. Imagine someone loving you unconditionally. What might that feel like? You are worthy of this kind of love, just as you are. Now we're going to reverse roles. Imagine you are the one who loves another in this same way, without judgment, unconditionally. Hold closely these feelings of being loved and loving another. With a full, deserving, and kind heart, linger here in these feelings. Hold them in your heart, let them embrace you. While you're here, your mind may begin to wander away from these feelings of love and compassion, drifting off to other thoughts. That's okay, that's what the mind does. The human mind is designed, this fascinating machine. But your heart is designed to hold this love. Perhaps whispering here to yourself will help you hold on to this feeling of loving compassion. These phrases I use in meditation, I use them in my yoga classes. I use them when I speak to my grandchildren sometimes, just for them to remind them of how amazing they are. You can repeat after me if you want. May I be safe and protected from inner and outer harm. May I be happy and contented. May I be healthy and whole to whatever degree possible. May I experience ease of well-being. May I linger in and return to loving compassion for myself and others. Let this loving kindness, this loving compassion swirl in your heart space, swirl around the outside of you as if it's embracing you, as if a warm blanket of love and compassion has now been wrapped over your shoulders. And maybe we'll repeat one more time these phrases. May I be safe and protected and free from inner and outer harm. May I be happy and contented. May I be healthy and whole to whatever degree possible. May I experience ease of well-being. May I linger in and return to loving compassion for myself and others. At any point in these meditative moments, you can expand the field of those whom you hold in loving compassion. Maybe family, expand out beyond family to friends, to your neighbors, to any communities that you're part of, whether it's a church or a group that you walk with or hike with. The natural world around you is another extension possibility. You can change the I statements that we were just saying to include others. You can change I to we. You can change it to you, may you. Open your heart to this possibility and to others, including some of whom you may disagree with. Sit quietly with this loving feeling. Your heart may be feeling very full. I hope it is. Begin to shift your attention back to your breath. We will close out our mindful meditation with one of the phrases we were whispering to ourselves. Join me if you want. May I linger in and return to loving compassion for myself and others. Thank you.